Hello, and welcome to my channel. Relax, and get ready to listen to today's story. I'm gonna tell you a story about a day in a cozy antique shop. James Anderson stood behind the counter of his small antique shop, taking in the warm and inviting atmosphere. The shop, aptly named Anderson's Treasures, was tucked away on a quiet street, its windows filled with a mesmerizing display of treasures from times long past. The air was thick with the scent of aged wood and history, creating an ambience that drew in both locals and tourists alike. The walls of the shop were adorned with vintage photographs, delicate porcelain dolls, and intricate tapestries. Shelves overflowed with dusty books, delicate china teacups, and antique clocks that ticked away the minutes of forgotten eras. Each item had a story to tell, a piece of history waiting to be discovered. As James polished an ornate silver teapot, the door creaked open, and a young woman stepped inside. Her eyes widened as she took in the eclectic collection before her. Her gaze settled on a delicate silver locket displayed in a glass case. "May I help you?" James asked, his voice filled with warmth and curiosity. The young woman hesitated for a moment before approaching the counter. She looked at James with a mix of wonder and nostalgia. "I'm drawn to that locket," she said softly. "It reminds me of something from my childhood." James smiled knowingly. "Ah, the power of objects," he mused. "They have a way of stirring memories and emotions within us." The woman nodded, her eyes shimmering with nostalgia. "I remember my grandmother wearing a locket just like this one. She always kept it close to her heart." James carefully unlocked the glass case and handed the locket to her. "It's a beautiful piece," he said, his fingers gently tracing its intricate design. "But there's more to it than meets the eye. Would you like to hear its story?" The woman's eyes sparkled with anticipation. "Yes, please." As James began to share the story behind the locket, the woman, whose name was Sarah, leaned in closer, captivated by his words. He explained that the locket was crafted in the late 1800s and had been passed down through generations of a prominent local family. Sarah's eyes widened as she realized the significance of this information. "That family, they were my grandmother's relatives," she whispered, her voice filled with wonder. James raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "You have a connection to this locket? Tell me more." Sarah hesitated for a moment before taking a deep breath. "My grandmother rarely spoke about her past, but I remember her mentioning a locket that held a secret. She said it was a symbol of love and sacrifice." James leaned forward, his eyes filled with curiosity. "Do you know what the secret was?" Sarah shook her head, her voice barely above a whisper. No, she took it to her grave. But I always felt there was something more to her story, something hidden beneath the surface. A flicker of determination crossed James' face. If you're willing, I would be honored to help you uncover that secret. Together, we might just unravel the mysteries of your family's past. Sarah's eyes filled with gratitude. Thank you, James. I've always felt a connection to this locket, and now I have hope that we can discover its true meaning. James and Sarah sat at a small table in the corner of the antique shop, surrounded by the treasures of the past. The soft glow of vintage lamps illuminated their faces as they sipped on steaming cups of tea. This shop has been in my family for generations, James explained, his voice filled with pride. I grew up surrounded by these objects, listening to the stories they had to tell. It's a place where history comes alive. Sarah looked around, taking in the shelves filled with dusty books, delicate china teacups, and antique clocks. It truly is a treasure trove, she said, her voice filled with awe. Each item holds so much history and meaning. James nodded, a smile playing at the corners of his lips. That's the beauty of antiques. They have a way of connecting us to the past, reminding us of where we come from and the stories that have shaped us. As they sat in comfortable silence, the sound of ticking clocks filled the air, creating a soothing rhythm. James and Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of peace and wonder in the cozy antique shop. Armed with determination and a thirst for knowledge, James began his research into Sarah's family history. He spent countless hours in libraries, poring over dusty books and old newspapers, searching for any clues that could shed light on the secret behind her grandmother's locket. He also reached out to experts in the field, contacting historians and collectors who might have insights into the locket's origin and significance. He scoured online databases, hoping to find any mention of the locket or the family it was connected to. As James immersed himself in his research, he began to piece together a timeline of events that might be connected to Sarah's family secret. He discovered that the family had been prominent members of the community during the late 1800s and early 1900s, involved in various philanthropic endeavors and social events. Excitement coursed through James' veins as he uncovered more information. He couldn't wait to share his findings with Sarah, to see her reaction and to embark on a journey that might uncover the truth she had been seeking. One evening, as James sat hunched over his desk, surrounded by stacks of books and notes, he stumbled upon a historical event that seemed to hold relevance to Sarah's family secret. It was an event that had taken place in their small town over a century ago, one that had been shrouded in mystery and intrigue. Excitement filled James' heart as he found connections between the locket and this significant event in history. He couldn't wait to share this breakthrough with Sarah, to see her reaction and to embark on a journey that might uncover the truth she had been seeking. The next day, James invited Sarah to the shop, unable to contain his excitement. As she entered, he greeted her with a wide smile. "Sarah, I believe I've made a breakthrough in our research. I've discovered a historical link that might hold the key to your family's secret." Sarah's eyes widened with anticipation. "Tell me everything." With their newfound knowledge, James and Sarah embarked on a journey to visit historical sites related to the event that had been connected to Sarah's family secret. They traveled to old mansions, museums, and local landmarks, hoping to find clues that would shed light on the locket's significance. Their first stop was the grand mansion that had once belonged to Sarah's ancestors. The sprawling estate stood tall and majestic, its faded glory a testament to the family's prominence in the community. James and Sarah walked through the ornate halls, their footsteps echoing in the silence. As they explored each room, they marveled at the opulence of the past. Paintings adorned the walls, capturing the faces of long-departed family members. Elegant furniture stood as a reminder of a bygone era. James and Sarah couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and reverence as they walked in the footsteps of their ancestors. Next, they visited a local museum that housed artifacts from the time period they were researching. They spent hours examining old photographs, letters, and personal belongings, hoping to find any clues that might connect to Sarah's family secret. As they delved deeper into their journey, James and Sarah interviewed relatives who might have information about the object and its history. They listened intently as stories were shared, memories were unearthed, and fragments of the past began to take shape. Their journey was not without obstacles, however. Some family members were hesitant to share their knowledge or were unaware of the locket's existence. But James and Sarah remained undeterred, fueled by their shared passion for uncovering the truth. As James and Sarah continued their quest for answers, their dedication and perseverance began to pay off. They stumbled upon hidden documents and photographs that shed light on the locket's history and its connection to Sarah's family. Piece by piece, they began to assemble fragments of information, slowly unraveling the truth behind the locket and its significance. The more they uncovered, the more they realized the impact this secret had on Sarah's family. Emotions ran high as they discovered long-held beliefs challenged and family narratives rewritten. But they pressed on, driven by a shared desire for closure and a deeper understanding of their roots. As James and Sarah delved deeper into their research, doubts and setbacks began to surface. Some family members resisted their efforts, unwilling to confront the past or acknowledge the secrets that had been hidden for so long. James and Sarah questioned their ability to uncover the truth and wondered if it was worth pursuing. They grappled with the fear of unraveling family bonds and causing pain to those they loved. But in the face of adversity, their determination only grew stronger. They reminded themselves of the importance of seeking the truth, not just for themselves but for future generations who deserve to know their history. One fateful day, as James sifted through old photographs in a dusty attic, he stumbled upon a key piece of evidence. It was a letter, tucked away in an old shoebox, that confirmed their suspicions and brought them closer to the truth they had been seeking. With trembling hands, James called Sarah and arranged a meeting at his shop. As she arrived, her eyes filled with anticipation, he handed her the letter. "Sarah, this may be the missing link we've been searching for," he said, his voice filled with excitement. Sarah's heart raced as she read the words on the faded paper. Tears welled up in her eyes as she realized the magnitude of what they had uncovered. The truth was finally within reach. Armed with their newfound evidence, James and Sarah gathered their courage and confronted family members with their findings. They sought validation and answers, hoping to bring closure to years of uncertainty. Emotions ran high as family secrets were revealed, long-held beliefs shattered, and buried wounds reopened. But through it all, James and Sarah remained steadfast, offering support and understanding to those grappling with the weight of the past. As the truth emerged, a sense of healing washed over Sarah's family. They began to understand the choices that had been made, the sacrifices that had been endured, and the love that had held them together even in the face of adversity. In the aftermath of their journey, James and Sarah sat together in his cozy shop, reflecting on the lessons they had learned. They marveled at the power of connection, how a simple object could bridge generations and ignite a passion for uncovering the truth. "We've discovered so much about ourselves and our families," Sarah mused, her eyes filled with gratitude. "It's incredible how the past can shape our present and guide our future." James nodded, a smile playing at the corners of his lips. "Indeed, it is. Our journey has taught us the importance of preserving memories, cherishing our history, and seeking the truth, no matter how difficult it may be." As they sat in comfortable silence, surrounded by the treasures of the past, James and Sarah felt a renewed appreciation for the stories that lay hidden within each object. They knew that their journey had forever changed them, leaving an indelible mark on their hearts. Inspired by their own journey, James and Sarah decided to share their discoveries with the wider community. They organized an exhibition in James' shop, showcasing the locket and its story, inviting people to connect with their own pasts. The exhibition drew in crowds of curious visitors, each eager to learn about the power of objects and the stories they held. James and Sarah shared their experiences, encouraging others to explore their own family histories and uncover the secrets that lay dormant in their own attics and basements. As the exhibition came to a close, James and Sarah felt a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment. They knew that their journey had sparked a flame within others, igniting a passion for preserving memories and cherishing the past. And as they locked up the shop, their hearts filled with nostalgia and wonder, they couldn't help but feel grateful for the journey they had embarked on together. For in the end, it was not just about the locket or the secrets it held, but about the connections they had forged and the legacy they had created.